And so what I've learned is whether it's learning how to play the guitar, it's the simple action, not the lesson in 30 minutes, not the training, but it's the lesson that I take and I go home when no one's listening and I sit there with a metronome going over routine exercises that frankly are no fun. They are not fun, but I do them over and over. And it didn't make any difference in the moment, but I did it again the next day, even 20 minutes. Next day, 20 minutes. It didn't seem to make any difference. But all of a sudden, a week goes by and I'm doing something I couldn't do a week ago. Now, my daughter, she's only 11 years old. She's a very serious gymnast. My daughter, Ashlyn, you know, we travel around the East Coast of the United States. She's very successful at it. But I talked to her about why she's doing gymnastics at 11 years old. She studies 5 days a week at it, about 3.5 hours a day. And she's doing some phenomenal, crazy things on the balance beam and a little bit frightening for a parent. But I talked to her about the importance of understanding what she's doing. Number one, she's got to visualize what she's doing and why. And she better love it or she shouldn't do it. That's what we talk about. Don't do it for the parents, do it for yourself. That was number one. Number two, you've got to include failing. Because you're going to be frustrated when you can't get the new move and you're going to fall off the beam. And it may even hurt. Because you know what? That's life. It's the same way in this business or your job or your relationship. Sometimes you don't do things right. But if you have a good visual of what you're trying to accomplish and you love it, you get back up and you take it as an experience to learn from and you take another step. Then you take another step. And then eventually she overcomes the fear of what was holding her back and she says, you know, I've done enough activities, and they teach her a little thing at a time, that all of a sudden she says, I can try it now. And then when she accomplishes it, she comes home, she says, Dad, you won't believe it. I can do this kind of a move. And I couldn't do it yesterday. Yet she's been working for sometimes weeks and weeks and weeks to master the little pieces that add up to the whole move.